Hello, everybody. Hello and welcome to the fan cams, Friday fan cams here on the Blue Abroad YouTube channel. I think we might need to do a little bit more than just fan cams because there's news to cover and there are videos to watch and there's a lot happening. There's always something happening at the Carlton Football Club. It is Friday, the 12th of September. We have updates to get through. Want to see how you're all doing. Get your thoughts on the latest happenings at the Carlton Football Club, and wish ourselves and wish ourselves a nice Friday. How are we all? Who's here? I'm going to put the link in the chat shortly for those that want to jump in. I do have somebody lined up already. Get him in momentarily. But firstly, who is here? Josie, you are here first. Hello. G'day, Wayne. Hello, Julie. Chills. Jeffrey Johnston. Hello, Jen. Lovely to see you. Damien. Welcome, mate. Danny Girl 3. Hey. John. Kylie. Hello, Mark. Wayne, who'd have thought we aren't playing finals? Yeah, with all the action that we have. It is finals football tonight. We've got to cover that as well. Hello, Terry Mastoros. That's a great first name. Hello, Noah. Justin says hello to you. Hello, Robert. Boy and cat mum. Wooden spoon data. Mate, very excited for the footy tonight. Also, I forgot to acknowledge that you ripped off my thumbnail. Was it last week or the week before? That was very clever by you. Oh, Danny, we'll get into that shortly. We'll talk all about trade and draft. Joel, hello, mate. I can see you as well. Debbie, hello. All right. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to put the link in the chat if anybody wants to come on. Link to call in. I've also done some investigation on something in particular, and maybe I'll speak to Joel first, and then we'll bring that up. Hello, Christopher Broberg. Graziella. Hello, hello. All right. There is your link, Enzo. Mate, it's going to be a very different Carlton Football Club, hopefully. Let's bring in a guest. How about that? Joel.
Hey, Terry. Hello, everyone.
Mate, the return of Joel on the cams.
Yeah, I saw it pop up. I saw your, I saw it was coming up this afternoon and just was available for a bit. So I thought I'd say hello.
Mate, how's your off season?
Pretty good off season. Yeah, just chugging along with the work and wishing it was a bit warmer, but we'll get there. Spring is here, and just interesting to see what's happening down at Carlton. I just probably like you have just heard the news, read some regarding some more exits in terms of coaching personnel, so we'll get into that. Mitch Cleary here.
So it looks like a full. I mean, what we were hoping would happen is happening in the sense of the department is getting a total clean out.
Yeah.
Coaches are going. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you want to say the name, or in case I don't know if
sure. So Brad Ebert, I actually saw it. It was funny because I was scrolling on Instagram, and then Brad Ebert, he was collaborating. Hang on, what's his name? Brad Ebert 07. He had posted with Phillips Coaching, like a collaboration post, saying that they're proud to announce that Brad Ebert will be joining them as the general manager of coaching. When I first saw it, I thought, okay, well, he'll just do that while he's at Carlton. And then minutes later, the club posted the update. So he joins So Ebert, Lonergan, Greaves, Hamill,
Power.
And Luke Power, both development coaches gone.
Yeah.
What's happening here? You're all red.
Oh, am I? Sorry, I'm just doing things. That would make sense. Well, that's all right. You can see me. Yeah, that's all right. Oh no, they need to see me too, don't they? Of course they do. What am I doing? I'm just playing around with my screen. I am normally red on this channel. Sorry, Terry.
Off to a flyer, mate. Love it. Yeah. So coaching changes happening. Players continue to drop. The Charlie Curnow story develops. We retain Nick Haynes. We retain who's the other one? There was one more. I feel was a.
Yeah.
There was Brody Kemp.
Yes, good, very good. Like Brody. Yeah. So look, it was a terrible season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
So, well, yeah, and as I say, this is a worn-out phrase for me, but the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So I think changes was inevitable. Can't speak. So yeah, I mean, look, now in terms of players, I think I've made myself clear regarding Charlie.
Yeah.
Look, yeah. Let's see what we can get from him. It's cool. Despite the conversations from Graham Wright yesterday saying he's a required player, but I guess that's normal. I mean, the club's not going to. They want to say, yeah, he's good. They want to. That's the standard. I would say rhetoric around a good player at your club. You're not going to say no, we want to get rid of him, because that would sort of say, oh, well, what's wrong with him? So.
100%. Yeah, exactly right. It's part of the negotiation.
Yeah. So, and So look, I don't know, but I'm thinking, like, if we can get a good. What I'm thinking is he going to star? Is he going to make us cry when he kicks, the winning goal in a grand final in another team, all that kind of stuff? And I'm thinking, no,
Charlie?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. I thought Charlie didn't have the winner's mentality to win premierships.
Well, I haven't. Yeah, well, that's sort of. Yeah, well, that's it. You've been listening, so yeah. Well, that's what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I'm thinking. So, yeah, I'd say, yeah, we should just try and cash in and get some. I think we need a new sort of a new start. I think. Look, yeah, don't forget he was appointed as a leader of this club, so he hasn't done much in my eyes in regards to I mean, that's a bit harsh maybe, but hey, I'm harsh. So showing much leadership, but ultimately, yeah, I think cash in, see what we can get. Now, in terms of what we're going to get, I don't think any of us are really clear at this stage, because it's still early stages in terms of. And I know there's some links to Sydney and things like that. I know you're probably more. You do a lot more videos on that kind of stuff than we. I mean, I see you do a lot of content regarding that. So you're more well versed. But yeah, look, early days in regards to the off season. I think we should just trade him. There's other players. Just can you update me in terms of the McGovern and Sard? Are they?
So Sard's contracted. McGovern
Yeah.
did not hit the trigger for his automatic extension, so he remains out of contract technically in this moment. But I think they will be doing some sort of negotiating behind closed doors around his deal. I don't know. I think I feel like before Jack Silvani left and confirmed that he was leaving, I think the sentiment was that McGovern would leave. Maybe that's changed now.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see. I'd like to see both of them gone, to be honest. But Jesus, we're going to have a really a new playing list. But look, it's kind of I mean, what I'm thinking about now is,
Do you think we get rid of all these guys and improve next year? Or are
Do
you
we? We
saying?
don't. Well, no, of course, no. It's not a. It's
Are
not.
you
It's not.
saying?
A, it's not a
Are you?
instant. Not a quick fix. No. We're going to have to build for a few years. I mean, I
Yeah.
think. So. Yeah. But what I was going to say was number one issue. I think is culture. Is it bad? I don't know. But is it working? No. So if we get rid of these players, I'm not saying they're because they do have some great trait qualities, McGovern and Saad, no doubt. But it's kind of like, well, have they run their expiry at Carlton? And I think that's the nature of and the intrigue and the uncertainty around this time of year. Do we trade players hoping that they'll do better in a different environment and all that kind of stuff? And that's something which I don't have a real answer for. But I think it's worth bringing up that if we were to keep McGovern and say Saad especially, because I think he's probably got more what we need regarding rebounding off half back. We bring him some support around him. Don't forget he was an All-Australian, so a few years ago. Yeah. So look, so that's something I'm willing to get chat on involved in regards to, like, if we were to keep him and we get some new players around him, will he benefit from a new environment?
What did you make of the Nick Haynes extension?
Oh, look, great. I mean, he's just one of those players that, he played a great season, and he's someone that just what you're kind of really going to get out of him. That's sort of what was the impression that I sort of got from his season. He doesn't say a lot, and he just works hard, and that's all you can ask for. Kind of like a George Hewitt.
Does his job. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
What did you make? I saw you had some interesting comments. So the Jesse Motlop situation, as it stands right now, there's no agreement. There's apparently an offer on the table, but there's no agreement in place. And there was a report from Xander Maguire this week that Port Adelaide were interested. What did you make of that? Would you keep Jesse around?
Look, I think he showed a bit in the second half of the year. I think he did have some upside in the middle of the ground. Like he was an okay user of the footy. He could get up and down the field and play a couple of different roles. And look, I think he has a crack, and he seems to be a likable guy, a good teammate around the club. So, I think he's got a lot going for him. But if someone was to offer us a deal that we couldn't really refuse, then it's a business negotiation, as you said earlier. Like, so, yeah. But look, I don't mind Jesse. Look, I think he has his limitations. He's not the quickest around goals, and we've all sort of shared our feelings around that. But yeah, so look, kind of see on the fence. Yeah.
Yep. Fair.
Yeah. I mean, anyone
Who wins
else
this weekend?
Sorry?
Who wins this weekend? Who wins tonight?
Yeah, it's a tough one. You'd have to back the Crows at home. Part of me
I'm
kind of
the Hawks. I'm getting behind the Hawks tonight.
Yeah, I don't like the Hawks. A bit arrogant. But,
no, I don't like them, but I respect them.
Yeah. No, a part of me was wondering last week whether they, in the back of their minds, they had the Isaac Rankin kind of situation playing in the back of their mind that, the whole, if they lost, and now if they reach a grand final, he'll play and all that kind of thing. You can't just, look, who knows? You can't discount that kind of thing. And it's really this season that they're putting two bad performances. So I think they'll rebound. I think they'll get the job done just. And then tomorrow, again, Brisbane really put in two poor performances. So you would think that, you think they would get the job done too.
Cool.
I think that's all I really. Now Josh Fraser, he's been talked about as a return to Carlton.
There is a link there. There is apparently some interest has been expressed to bring him back. Yeah. He was the coach of the Northern Blues back when the Northern Blues still existed.
He was. So watch this space. We're going to have to fill a few roles, and yeah. I think we're all been crying out for change, and change is needed, and
change is coming.
It's going to take a bit for me to get back on board like I was, because it's just I have my moments where I just think this is too much. But
and yet here you are with me on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah, well, yeah. I had a bit of time today. I'm not much in my calendar, so here I am. All right. Well, enjoy. Cheers.
See you, mate. All right. So, guys, I've done some investigating and I want to share this with you before we continue, right? So I watched Dan Gorringe's podcast. I actually watch it instead of listen to it. And I also saw this got a little run on Reddit as well. I'm going to play you a clip here. So he had some mail about some things. Have a listen to this, right? And then I went and did some digging. So take a listen.
I've done this for a long time, or 2 weeks really.
No, that's a while.
But for us it is. Got a juicy grape on this one. And I'm going to do my best to read this and then keep the source anonymous and the club it's about anonymous at the same time. So stay with me because I'm sure I'm going to absolutely muck this up and everything will be revealed here. But it says, keep this anonymous, gents. Early this year, there was a general manager of a football club who was quietly removed from his role over internal management issues. This person previously worked there in the membership team and they still have connections to the club. From what this person has been told, he was asked to resign and any involvement in the AFL to discover he had misused funds associated with a membership part of a club where people would buy this certain membership. They would go there and it'd be like a sort of different access that you'd get with this membership to former players, access to like food and beverages and different seating arrangements. The money that was raised through that was supposed to go through towards supporting the club and the players, AFL and AFLW players. Instead, those funds were reportedly spent on staff nights out, covering rounds of shots, drinks, and similar expenses. I saw this firsthand many times, and $50 notes were flying around everywhere on staff nights. More concerningly, it's fact that some of the money was used to pay for lap dances for casual staff during visits to strip clubs on these nights out. Senior leadership was apparently unaware this was happening at the time and then found out through a couple of lads who quit and then reported it in their outgoing meetings. We got a club out there paying for lap dances.
What is Rosebery Turak doing?
Right, yeah, Rosebery Turak.
Come on.
We got a club out there saying, yeah, buy this, and guess what? We're going to have an absolute field day at the club with it. Unbelievable scenes.
That's not what you want. Now, you know.
I know who it is.
You're not. How do you feel about that all?
I'm afraid if I speak, I'll say too much.
So I'm going to leave it there, okay? So I got this, and then I'm listening, I'm watching, I'm like, hang on a minute. Wasn't there a general manager at Carlton that was quietly removed earlier? So I did some digging. Now, do you all remember this article? We may have brought it up on a show one time. Carlton, this is from the 24th of April this year. Carlton senior staffer resigns after investigation for management matter. A senior Carlton staff member who took leave while the Blues dealt with a management matter will not return to Icon Park. Carlton has accepted the resignation of the senior staff member who was under investigation over a management matter. The senior figure has been on a period of scheduled leave which had been extended over the weekend, but he will not return to Icon Park amid a serious complaint about their conduct at Icon Park. Okay. The Blues confirmed the person resigned on Thursday after the Herald Sun last week revealed Carlton was making inquiries about an internal problem. The club hopes the decision will put the issue behind it after strongly denying the issue was related to any gender-based misconduct. The club described it last week as a leadership and management style matter. Concerns from Carlton staff have been taken seriously by the club and were addressed again this week in a series of meetings involving the club's top brass and human resource officials. On Thursday, Carlton would not elaborate on the reasons for the man's departure, okay, only that he had decided to cease employment at the AFL club. It comes after the Blues' former president Luke Sayers, great. Now, Vossi actually spoke about this. Carlton coach Michael Voss last week said the issue was being managed at the right level and had no impact on the team. I know it's been dealt with and the club has taken care of it. Voss said there were no cultural problems at the club despite the off-field drama. I don't have any visibility on it. I couldn't add any further commentary outside it. I know it's been dealt with and the club has taken care of it. I think you'd have to fire those questions about culture at someone who has more visibility on it. From my point of view, I'm really comfortable with where our playing group's at. Okay, cool. So general manager, management issue. I'm like, okay, who are the general managers of the Carlton Football Club? So what I did was I went to look at the 2024 AGM, the annual report. So what did I find? This is what I found. As of the 31st of October, 2024, these were key personnel for the financial year. So Brian Cook, Graham Wright, Thomas Crooks, COO, General Manager of Football. There's one of them, Brad Lloyd. Don't think it was him because he left at the end of the year. Let me go down up because I figured out who it was. Morton Webb, General Manager of Commercial Operations. Okay. He's still there. Vanessa Gigliotti, General Manager of Strategy and Growth, still there. Donna Price, General Manager of People, Culture and Community. I believe she's still there. And also there was reference to man. It was a man. The man had stepped down. General Manager of Media, Communications and Marketing, Gavin. Wasn't Gavin. Gavin's a good man. It was this fella, the General Manager of Consumer Business, Daniel Geese. So, figured out who it was. Don't know if that's related to Dan Goringer's story, but you connect the dots. And then if you go another layer further, which I won't, there's just even more connections and the rabbit hole just deepens. So anyway, finally, I remember that story came out. I thought, wow, okay. What is that going to mean? When will the truth about that come out? I may have found it. Also, if you type in Google, Carlton general manager resigns, his photo appears on the Google search, which is really cheeky if you're trying not to name him, but whatever. So did the digging. I just thought that was interesting as we talk about culture at the football club. So, All right. Next up, Andy. How are you?
I'm just superb, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good. Just doing some digging.
I like the stalking, Terry. It shows another side of you, which is good. I like it.
Nah, it pinged in my brain because that story I remember was so left field or so random. I was like,
yeah,
hang on a minute. So
I remember it too. It was like they were communicating, but not really communicating. And it was like, oh, please just no one ask any questions. And yeah, who knows? There's dodgies everywhere.
I remember the other reason why it pinged in my mind was because I believe it had something to do with, I'm guessing here, but the Club 16 membership, which I was going to purchase. Which was basically, you pay X amount per year and you get seats at Marvel, premium seating and dining, and they had pre-game functions with former players. So it all just kind of started pinging in my brain.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I haven't had a full look at your video yet with the Hewitt versus Cripps, who win the best and fairest, but
yeah,
I can't see Cripps finishing in the top 4. So I had Hewitt, Haynes, and Hollins as my top 3.
Hewitt, Haynes, and Hollins in your top 3. Well, round out your 5. Who's your 5?
It gets a bit murky after that because Cripps will always get votes, but I thought his year was fairly ordinary. So maybe he would sneak in to maybe he'd get 5th position. And then 4th, it's tough for me to really remember who was consistent. who else played fairly well? It was sort of in and out players. Like some people would play good, then they'd be not cited. So, yeah, tough. But I don't know.
If I'd asked you, and I'll ask you, and I'll ask the chat, how many players played every game this season?
Yeah.
How many? Do you know?
Well, yeah. So Cripper, Modders did. Hewitt did, I believe. Tom DeConning, I think, did. I don't think he missed a game.
He missed one.
He missed one, did he?
Yep.
Let's go 7 or maybe
Close.
6.
6. Can you name them? You actually just named 3. So you said Motlop.
Yeah.
You said Hewitt, and you said Cripps.
Yeah. I want to say Wiedering, but did he miss a game? I don't think he did. No, so Wiedering.
That's 4.
It's got to be someone.
I'll give you a clue. It's someone who I just did a video on recently this week, who may have signed an extension.
Oh, Hainsey, yep.
Yep.
And then one more.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a sneaky one that you sort of go unnoticed.
No, you actually kind of mentioned him earlier.
Did I say Hollands?
No, not in this. Yeah, not in this. Yeah, but it's Hollands. Yes,
Hollands,
he's the 6th one.
Yeah. No, he was pretty durable. So yeah.
So
it's
Motlop, Hollands, Cripps, Wiedering, and Haynes. Sorry, Motlop, Hollands, Cripps, Wiedering, Haynes, and Hewitt. So 6 players played every game this year. 3 played every game last year. So just a bit of fun fact there.
Yeah, so just touching on it, like we'll go on BNF. Hewitt has to win it. Like he was the most, I think, consistent player throughout the year. After the halfway mark, everyone had a real down patch, but he was still, I think, better than most. And Haynes, he finished 2nd for me. He was just, after the howler of the first game, he was just consistent. And I hated what they did by putting him up on the wing at the end of the year. I just thought that was silly. But even that, he still looked like he gave a shit more than a lot of players. So, yeah, I'd go him at 2. And Hollands, needs to learn how to kick better. But I think he really, really showed something this year. So I think he was definitely number 3. And then, I guess after that, what do? You go Cripps. Tom DeConning had a good start, but it's like he did nothing afterwards. So it's really, really going to be really tough. But I think Hewitt will win it in a landslide. I wouldn't have thought anyone will get it. Anyone will get close to him. So
I reckon it'll go. I actually think Cripps will be in the top 3. I still think he'll be there. I think he would be so valued internally and rated internally. I reckon it'll be Hewitt. Maybe Cripps, Haynes, Wiedering, or Cripps, Wiedering, Haynes. I still think Cripps is up there.
So, even Wiedering, do you think that this has been his worst season since he's been with us? Because that's what I think. Even when they were trying to push him forward, I thought this year he just didn't look himself. He looked like he was trying to manage. I just don't think he gathered the defensive line well. I think he lost. He usually doesn't lose one-on-ones. He lost he was one of the worst, getting goals kicked on him and losing those one-on-one battles. I don't know. I was listening to something on SEN and how much of a percentage drop off on his player rating and his stats, and he was one of the highest. It was him, Cripps, Tom DeConning. They were all in the highest drop offs from the previous seasons. So,
well, he did the video on him. I think it was this week. I've lost track, but he had. We were struggling early. He had the knee knock against North Melbourne in the goal square late in that game, I believe, against North Melbourne. He then had...
Who did he hurt his ankle against? He tripped over someone.
He had the ankle brace. Oh, North Melbourne again. Remember when he rolled over Nick Larkey? And we all
thought it was done. Yeah.
So that happened. He plays the week after Port Adelaide with the ankle brace. And then I reckon he got another knock against Hawthorn in round 20. So, look, he didn't have a great year by his own standard, but he was, again, banged up.
Yeah. I've been talking a lot about with other Blues fans about like the communication from the club. Obviously, Graham Wright's doing these regular updates, and you know when it seems like when all the rumor mill's just going crazy, he'll come and do a scheduled like meeting to the media, which we've all really wanted, and not a nonsense one. Like he's really pointed. But the one point I made, like, because I've got a lot of people in my camp saying, "Oh, it's different this time. We're gonna be better. It's different," and I'm like, "Well, what are you basing that on? What are you basing it on? Like, let's look at it like it's a business. What are you basing it on? So our history is we buy good people to come into the club. There's massive hype. It re-engages the fans, and then you get sometimes a little sugar hit. And then it goes back to being the same old bullshit. And that's why I'm not sold, because I'll label myself a pessimist, but I think I'm a realist. So I go, until he actually gets, let's say, 2 to 3 years of success on field, doesn't have to be a flag, but just success where we're not yo-yo, we make finals. And I go, I'm going to hold my judgment. And then I've gone back and I've looked at the history of CEOs, and you look at Triggy, he was a documented success at Adelaide. You got Kane Little, won some flags. I can't remember how many, might have only been one at that point. Came over, didn't work out. Then we've had Brian Cook. I thought Brian Cook was an awesome appointment. Anyone from Geelong wants to come to us, I always say yes. And now you've got Graham Wright, who wasn't a CEO, but obviously had tremendous success in his history. So I look at it and I go, well, you've gotten this guy in. He's saying all the right things. He's making it like he's listening, I think, to fans. It's for the fans. We're a club. We're owned by our fans. That's why we get out of bed in the morning. It's to win premierships for our fans.
Just on that, I did pick up on that line. I was going to play the interview afterwards. It's the first time someone said that in a long time, in a Carlton capacity. And I don't remember which show it was on. We did a live stream. It might have been a team show. It was something. And I remember looking at the Collingwood Constitution, I believe it was. And that phrase is like, it's the preamble of the Collingwood Constitution. It's we are owned by our fans. Yeah.
And the thing with Graham Wright, and you know, this is just me looking into things probably way too much, but he almost says it with a bit of contempt. He almost says it like, that's what this is about. While I'm here, it's what it's about. But let's say he stays for 2 years and he gets sacked, right? That premise can't leave with him.
Wait, who? Wait. Say he stays and gets sacked by who?
Sorry. Say Graham Wright stays with us for 2 years and something happens and he resigns or he gets pushed out. That premise can't leave with him. And I think if you look at successful clubs, people come in and out, but the culture and the foundation of the club is always, we're here to win flags. We're here to look after our members by giving them on-field success. And that's the worry with what I see with Carlton is people come in and out. They bring their values, doesn't really work out, they're out, and then it starts again. That's why I think clubs like us and clubs like Essendon, we haven't been able to have that continued success because it's sort of always starting again fresh, and it can't be. The fundamental principle of a football club is to win football. But clearly in our history, especially the last 30 years, that hasn't been the focus and priority number one. So like I said, I'm holding my judgment on him. He's saying all the right things. Is he doing all the right things behind, like with who he's getting out and who he's bringing in? I don't know. Time will tell. But I've just found it
look,
very, very interesting, the dialogue.
if we've got management issues like what I've just explained there happening with people who are not even linked to what's happening on field, I think that speaks a little bit to. I remember after, I think it might have been after the Collingwood game, I think in my review, I remember saying something along the lines of, oh, there's just mediocre people all over the place. And I think that's just a reality of this game as well. It's such a niche sport. So it's not like the NBA where they might recruit from another country in another sport to bring insights. You know, basketball is such a global game. Like footy's just an Australian game. So that the talent pool of people in the back room is pretty small. Like to get the best ones, like to get the best AFL coaches, it's a very small pool within a very small pool.
That's with experience to AFL, but not with experience to sport and high performance. So I mean, like, could we be pioneers? Could we be pioneers and bring in someone that thinks a bit differently? I know other clubs have done it.
Well, that's what I was about to get at. So is that a potential frontier? I mean, I know Richmond sort of looked outside when they brought in Peggy O'Neill.
Yeah.
She was, foreign to the game, found the game in a really unique way, and brought her experience not within the AFL to Richmond. I do wonder if there's going to be a bit more of that coming through, like for sports administrators, as a general blanket statement. I wonder how much of the game you actually need to know to help administer it, because clearly people inside this game, I mean, whether it's at Clubland or AFL House, there's just, average mediocre performers everywhere. Yeah.
Clubs always have or are looking to find an edge to get ahead in the game. So it's not unheard of to do it. Would we do it? I think the other thing, and you've mentioned mediocre a few times, right? You could have an assistant coach. That assistant coach might be great at, or he may have been great at playing the game, but translating his experience into people might be poor. So communication might be poor. So it doesn't get the best out of his people. And, you raised a really good point, like getting someone that is well-versed in the game, knows where the game is going, sort of predicting where it's going to then set up his style of doing it and then communicating it and then getting people to buy into it. That's like you said, not everyone
and then
can
seeing
do
it out and then actually seeing out the plan.
For sure. It's a very difficult thing, and it puts us in a bad position, especially because we're starting again. So I don't know if they've released the news, but I heard Ebert's gone as well. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
So Luke Power, I've heard really, really good things about him. Now he's gone. I've heard pretty good things about Ebert, like more so what he did as a player at Port Adelaide in terms of training standards and things of that nature. Obviously, they got rid of that Aaron Greaves. I don't, what his job was. It didn't relay to what we saw. And then, Aaron Hamill gone. So the assistant coaches are basically all gone. So, who are you going to replace them with? Who is going to come in, fill that void, and put us on a trajectory, hopefully or not hopefully, with the Voss, to get us back into playing decent football again? And that's the $1 million question.
Something tells me that we will need to wait for Hawthorn and Collingwood to finish their seasons, because that's obviously where Graham Wright has a lot of his links. Whether he's going to poach people from those clubs, I don't know, but that's where his working relationships have come from.
Yeah, and I've heard that as well. It's like we're probably going to be getting assistants that are currently in finals, and why would you publicise that? It's the stupidest thing. Yeah. The thing I love at the moment, especially with the media from Carlton, is everything's being drip fed. There's a lot of rumours and the newsbreakers come out, and they're just every couple of days, we've re-signed Brody Kemp. Every couple of days, we've re-signed Haynes. I don't think that they're doing that in stages, but they're drip feeding it in, and it's just everything's calm, calm, calm. Let everyone talk your nonsense, and then we'll just do it at our leisure. And and I'm like, okay. So I think he's as a CEO, you've got to have your hands in a lot of pies and make sure things are going well. But you can already start to see his effect on the club. Like, it's sounding a lot better. Things like look a lot better. There's still leaks, but leaks possibly come from player managers rather than anyone else, which you're not going to be able to avoid everything. And he's just very calm and calculated, and he's like a laser when he makes comments. I like that. I respect that. So yeah, let's hope it translates into something good next season. Yeah. Annie, I know you've asked the question on Motlop. You think he's going to stay or go?
I reckon he'll stay.
It'd be funny if he left.
Well, then why hasn't he signed? Like, I say that.
Negotiation, like, he hasn't had a great year. So but that's not to say that he's not saying, hey, I want a 5-year deal and I want to be paid $750,000 because this small forward fleet is shit and I'm your future. And then their argument would be, well, you haven't really turned a lot of heads in your 3 or 4 years here, mate. So why are we paying you that much?
Yeah,
like anything,
I wouldn't say anything more than 3 years max, but probably 2 makes the most sense, I think.
The big thing with players like him is they negotiate to get themselves to free agency. So then if they perform well, they can command a make or break salary. So maybe he's trying to do that. I don't know how many years would take him to being a free agent, but maybe that might be the ploy as well. But yeah, I think our football department has invested a lot into making him sort of our best small. And I just don't think that's really eventuated. So I think there's definitely more we can get out of him. But yeah, we'll wait and see.
We will. Mate, enjoy your weekend. Final tips tonight?
I think Hawthorn's going to do something historical and beat Adelaide. I've just got a feeling. And I think Brisbane will just get it done. I think Gold Coast... it'll just be too much for them. I'd love to see the latter of them, though. I'd love to see Hawks get knocked out, and I'd love to see Gold Coast win it. I would love that, but I just can't see a world where that will happen. So
we'll see. Enjoy, my friend.
All right, take it easy.
See you, mate. Hello, Jen.
I've got sunshine. How you going?
Great. How are you?
Oh, fabulous. No more cranky pants this week.
You're in good spirits today.
I am. Been in good spirits probably since I let all that out.
Just needed to purge.
Yeah. It's all good. I know Andy that you just doesn't think much of me, but I'm gonna veto probably pretty much everything he said. And I believe that, and I know people think I'm a nutter, but I believe that things
We're
can
all
change.
nutters.
Yeah.
We are all nutters.
Very quickly. And in light of everything that's going on, I maintain that this season, though it was horrible, from the darkness can come light. And I really, really, really believe that 2026 is going to be a very, very good year for Carlton. I don't care what anybody else says. And I really wish that the whole fan base could get behind that and lift the energy around the whole thing. And because energy is so infectious, and I just it's easy to be happy. I mean, it's easy to be, positive. Believe me, I've been down the very darkest path, so I know what it's like to be at that end too. But it's exhausting, and And I just think we just got to be happy about where the club is going. And I'm going to make a pledge that people actually fill out the survey that the membership thingy sent out.
Yeah.
I know that when they asked for 5 words to describe Carlton, I know there would be some very, very colourful words used. But I actually put down for a couple of the things was that there would be a fan representative on the board, and when it says, what do you associate with Carlton, I put blue abroad.
Really?
And yes, I did. And I do, because you are Carlton to me. And I just think if more people, because they're obviously listening to some degree, we're getting a little bit more transparency, all the things that we were, whinging and bitching about. It's.
I think you there? Have I got you, Jen? Oh, no.
Hello.
Are you there? We'll bring you back. Jen, we'll get you to call back. It's my favorite. I love it so much. Jen, if you can hear me, please please call back. The Carlton coteries just silenced the stream. Oh dear. All right. Aiden.
Why, Terry?
Mate, you're not in bed.
Nah. I just decided to change it up a little bit. So yeah, in my study area. So yeah. How's things?
Mate, things are good. Things are busy. I'm losing track of days, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. Same, yeah.
Like
every day.
Every day there's just new news. Yeah, I'm just head down as soon as something new comes out, make a video on it, cover it. Next up, yeah, it's a bit wild, and it hasn't even really kicked off.
Nah, you're just getting speculation now, rumours, and I mean, when does trade period start? A couple of weeks.
October the 6th, 2025 AFL trade period. I reckon it's the 6th of October.
How long does it last for? 2 weeks.
So the 2025 Continental Tires AFL trade period will start on Monday, October the 6th, and run until deadline day on Wednesday, October the 15th. The draft will be held over 2 nights on November 19 and 20.
Yeah, fair enough. And we'll get a greater indication as to where the club will be in 2026 after the draft period, more so. Because we're obviously going to get Harry Dean, but you don't know what's going to happen with other players like Charlie and obviously Elijah and all that McGovern. So, and who the players and who will bring in to replace those players that can leave remains the unknown. I'm still pretty adamant that Charlie's going to go, to be honest with you, regardless what Graham Wright says.
Well, I agree. I just don't think. Actually, you know what? Let's unpack it with you. Have you followed the Essendon Zach Merritt story?
Oh yeah.
So I saw this just today. Where did I see it? Was it Mitch Cleary? So the Bombers had put out the following statement about Zach Merritt. I'm going to read it out, and then I'll just want to get your thoughts. Sorry?
Did they do it just now?
Like 12 past, like 30 minutes ago. So while we were live. So Essendon have said the following. I think it's via their president. Let me be clear. Zach Merritt is contracted to our football club, and our position is clear. He is not for trade. Zach has been an outstanding player for Essendon over a long period, and will go down in history as one of our best ever players. We are committed to him, and we expect his commitment to our club to continue. This club, with its proud 153-year history, is bigger than any single player, coach, or administrator. While champions have come and gone, the club has always endured that it will continue for the next 153 years. No one is bigger than the club. Jordan Ridley is contracted and is not for trade. We acknowledge his frustration in recent years with his body. We share these frustrations. We've now made fundamental changes to our high performance and medical team as we strive to provide our players with a world-class high performance program and team led by Matthew Innes. I will touch on this further below. I think it was, I don't know if it was an email or a text or something, whatever. What have you made of the approach by Carlton? And how do you compare it to the approach by Essendon in their situation?
I mean, the transparency is different. Graham Wright has said it through video twice that Charlie's a required player and he's not going to leave. I think Essendon had to come out and say something because obviously Merritt's their captain, and it's like us losing Cripps. It's like Cripps going to Collingwood. Like it's kind of a little bit. It's like that with them. But I mean, I think the differences is massively different between us and them, to be honest with you. Because, I feel like the Charlie thing's going to get overshadowed by the Merritt scenario that's going on. But, that's what I currently think about it all. I think it's pretty crazy about the Merritt situation. But I think the Charlie thing, I'm still pretty adamant that he will go. But look, if players like Merritt and Charlie are going to make noise about that they want to leave, then I think the best thing to do, regardless what they are at your club and what they've done, is to let them leave. Because if a player's not invested, then that's where their head's at. And you don't want someone like that at your club next year.
I agree. Would you be willing to trade off not getting as much value as what you think Charlie's worth in the exchange of making sure that you don't have someone at the club who is not 100% all in?
I mean, what do you think he's worth?
Doesn't matter what I think he's worth. I believe we'll never be able to get what we actually think he's worth.
Yeah, but I think we could. Yeah, I think we probably could. To be honest with you, that's how I feel. Like I'm not saying that. We're going to get Goulden and this, but I feel like we will get a deal that will satisfy us and probably Gold Coast, because I don't see Sydney going ahead with it, to be honest with you. I don't think they've got the picks, and the players that the media has linked to us are just shit, honestly. But I think Gold Coast, we can probably do a deal with them if it's their PK, Walter and Flanders.
Well, the reality is the real deal is not going to be if there is an actual deal happening, the final name of what the picks will be and who the players will be won't be announced from now.
Yeah, no, but they probably have an idea on who they want and what they can get for him. But I think what everyone thinks that we may get, like a gunplay and a pick in return, I don't think that will happen. Because you need to put into consideration the age profile of Charlie, his injuries and his form. Like a lot of things take into account. Like I can say, give me Heaney or Goulden in the first round pick, but it doesn't work like that. So
no.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't see how he stays, because I think he's burnt enough bridges, to be honest with you, because we already know that. I think Caroline Wilson came out and said that he doesn't like the coach. He didn't like the coach at one point, and there's been obviously a little bit because based off the way that he played this season, it looked like that he doesn't even want to be there.
Well, he was also very injured this season as well. He also won 2 Colemans. He won, just for the sake of playing devil's advocate, he did win 2 Colemans under the same coach.
Yeah, I know,
this year was awful. This year he had 3 surgeries.
Yeah. I mean, you can take into account with that as well, but I don't know. Maybe their relationship changed for whatever reason. Who knows? But that happens in sport. But I mean, look, who knows what happens? But look, I don't want to. I want like players to be all in, regardless who they are. But if there's a player that's not all in, then you got to cut your losses, and it is what it is at the end of the day.
What else
So,
caught your attention this week from the Carlton Football Club?
I mean, I've only been watching little clips and all that. I haven't delved into a lot of things, but I mean, Motlop interests me. I think he's worth 2 years. I don't think he's worth any more than that based off his form this year. If he's demanding 3, 4, 5 years and X amount of money, then I'd say, well, sorry, mate, you got to go. And I do think that's what Graham Wright is doing in the list management as well. So that's why it's probably taking this long. But apparently he wants to stay. And look, if you want to stay, then just sign the deal. No matter what money you can get or the years, just sign the contract and that's it. But look, I think he'll probably stay, because if we let go of him, then what's his replacement going to look like? Who's it going to be? Because I think yeah, probably we've got a few too many small forwards.
Well, we've got a couple of NGAs and father son coming, right? So potentially Harry Dean, Paul's mate, what's Paul Sebastiani, the kid, Tyson, no, Jack
Ison. Yeah.
Yes, and then maybe Tyson Gresham.
Yeah. Well, fair enough. But look, I mean, again, as I said, if players are invested, then I love them. But if they're not, then they can go. So, yeah.
Did you see Mason Redman's comments?
They were very interesting.
See, it feels like from the Carlton point of view, we've made sort of like pot shots without being too direct to Charlie.
They have.
Whereas Redman's made it really clear, which I kind of rate, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Yeah, I mean, I would love Cripps or Wiedering just to say, oh yeah, look, I mean, from what we've been hearing and what we've seen, like, we're pretty disappointed with, because he's a part of the leadership group, as well as obviously Merritt. He's Essendon's captain. But I mean, if a leader's going to act like that, then that's disappointing. I'd love Cripps or Wiedering just to say, we're disappointed with the way things are planned out with Charlie, and we want him to stay. But if things go south, then we'll get someone else in.
Yeah.
But yeah,
right. Love it. Who goes through to the prelim week from this round?
Oh, Hawthorn. I love Hawthorn.
And?
Who do Brisbane play Collingwood? Do one of Brisbane and Gold Coast play Collingwood the week after?
Yeah, that's right.
I think Brisbane are a bit underdone, but no, I mean, it's at the Gabba, so I'm going to go with Brisbane.
Fair. I'm going to go with Hawthorn and Brisbane.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Mate, you enjoy your weekend. We will chat to you very soon.
You too. See ya.
See ya. Only Motlop.
That's my new name. Legally, I'm gonna change it.
I don't know, man. I reckon you've come a real full circle with Motlop. You were very much driving the wedge in early in the year. Let's just call it for what it is.
Yeah, 100%. I'll own it. I was a Motlop hater not long ago, but look, I've come around. You know, I realize he's been played in the wrong position.
Yeah.
And again, he's shown resiliency throughout the whole year. I don't know. I'm going to talk about Motlop. Why'd you get me started?
Mate, someone's got to talk about Motlop. Someone's got to gas him up.
Bro, Motlop has shown he's been more resilient than half of our senior players this year. Right? He's a kid. He's 21, being asked to play a position, which most likely he doesn't even want to play. Right? You can see it's not his preferred position. That's not what he got drafted to do. That's probably not why he plays AFL. He probably didn't think at the start of this year, oh yeah, I'm going to be a midfielder, right? He just came off like a really bad injury year, right? He missed 17 games with a hamstring. You know how hard it must be on his body this year? considering he just came back from a long layoff as well. So that means he took his preseason seriously, right? He got his body in shape, which a lot of
Yeah.
our players don't do. So shout out him.
No, Matt, I'm with you. 21 years old, getting called shit online by some of the most mediocre people you'll ever see in your life. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of there's a lot of people that say he hasn't shown anything in his career, right? Like the recency bias is crazy, right? Just because of one bad year, bro, you cannot like he averages a goal a game in his entire career. I know this year he's been pretty bad, right? And I'll say it as well. I know he's been playing out of position, but there's been times where his ball skills and just decision making hasn't been up to standard, right? But again, he's 21 years old, playing in one of the worst seasons I've seen, right? Just based off expectation. This is the most broken I've seen this team in a long time.
Yeah. Well, all you got to do is just look at the team and the best 7 players. I would say 4 of them, of the best 7, 4 of them, were either injured or, to be quite honest, 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the club.
Yeah.
So what do you expect? Or just couldn't play. Do you think we lost one too many senior smalls? So we lose Martin and Owies last year, who played in the forward line. Do you reckon Motlop just wasn't quite ready to just handle that yet? Or do you think, well, maybe we had Zach Williams and the idea was Zach Williams would be the one to sort of be the face of the forward line and the smalls?
Yeah, I think we kind of gamble on Zach. We also had Orazio in, right? He's a more senior player. I
True.
think
That's true.
right. We had Elijah, who kind of goes in the forward line as well. We had a lot of players out, and a lot of responsibility fell on him. I think responsibility was going to be on him regardless. As soon as we lost Owies, we looked to him to step up. I thought he was going to kick like 35 goals this season.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe that's wishful thinking, but I don't know. I'm not sure, but I really do think, right, even if we played him forward this year, if we played him in the right position and we allowed him to thrive, right, he probably would have, because he kicked 17 goals this year. He's 4th in our goal kicking tally. So it's not unreasonable for me to think if he spent more time forward, he would have kicked 30. Like, that's not a crazy thing to think. Yeah.
No doubt. So you're obviously optimistic that this year will be good for him in the long run, because it ended up being a bit more of a, I don't know, what do you call it, like a development year.
Yeah. And he definitely got his hands dirty in the midfield. He had some games where he was all right in the midfield. Like, he had patches, but I don't think that's where maybe that's the evolution of his game later on, but not right now. And we kind of just chucked him to the wolves, bro. Like, we said, go play midfield. Like, we didn't ease him into it. Like, there were certain games he played 80, 90% midfield time. So it's not the right way to develop players like that, because especially young players with social media as well, like, they take a hit. Like, their confidence takes it. Like, you'd think they take a hit, right?
You can have the most headstrong, resilient mind. Every comment you read hits somewhere in your subconscious. Even if you've got the right processing power to get through it, the more of it you read, the more of it sticks in your head subconsciously, to the point where you almost subconsciously start believing it. So
Yeah,
that's why I love George. He just doesn't have social media.
Yeah. I can't believe that. That's crazy.
Oh, I was actually on Big Footy recently, and I had contributed on this part of this thread, right? So question, do you take stock of which players have the club in their bio as opposed to which players don't?
Yep. Which players follow the clubs, which players don't. So
all right, I'm going to play a game with you. I'm going to read out a number of players, and you tell me, do they have the club tagged in their bio or not?
Okay.
All right. Motlop.
He doesn't.
He does.
He does?
He does.
My man.
Brody Kemp.
He does.
He doesn't.
God, I'm bad at this game.
Corey Durden.
He would. He does.
He does.
Yeah.
Jacob Wiedering.
He would, I hope.
He does not.
He doesn't. This is crazy.
Ollie Hollins.
He would. He's heart and soul.
He does.
Yeah, he grew up a bagger, so
Patrick Cripps.
he does.
He doesn't.
What does he have in his bio?
All the fucking 6 businesses that he's
Let me check.
yeah, go and check. Well, yeah, but don't check the names that I'm about to tell you because you can't.
No. So he has ball magnets in his bio, but not the Carlton. All right, bro. Coles Supermarket. All right, Cripps.
Zach Williams.
He doesn't.
He does.
I mean, why wouldn't you though?
Jagger Smith.
He does.
He doesn't. I love it. I love how I got you like. All right. You should be able to get this one. Sam Walsh.
He does.
He doesn't.
Why would I get that one?
What was the other one? All right, last 2 more. McGovern.
See, I think he wouldn't, but that means he probably does.
He does.
What?
And then last one, Blake Acres.
See, I also think that he wouldn't, so that means he does.
He does.
So he's just backwards. So every
Okay, I'm going to read this out. This is unbelievable. These are the guys, and there's more players. I just did a little bit of quick research. So these are the guys that do have the club tagged in their bio.
Yeah.
So Williams, Durden, Motlop, McGovern, Ollie Hollins, and Blake Acres. And these are the guys that don't. Cripps, Walsh. Oh, Harry Mackay, I forgot to mention that. He doesn't. Harry Mackay. Wiedering, Chera, Jagger, Smith, and Brody Kemp. They don't have Carlton tagged in their bio. And basically the conversation was around, Charlie Curnow unfollowed the club. And I'm like, actually, he never did follow the club. And, depending on who you are, do you read into that? Do you not? So
well, I feel like why, but it's like I get some players detox from like the footy media or whatever, but why wouldn't you follow the club that you play for? Like he's done collaboration posts with them.
yeah,
Like, so I don't get why you wouldn't.
it's weird, right? And even, I think it says something about having the club in your bio. Like you need to be, it has to be like a level of pride attached to it. Maybe. I think especially when you're young, like a lot of those guys that don't, apart from Jagger Smith and Brody Kemp, they've got over 20,000 followers, whatever that means. But, they've already, maybe they're too cool to have the club in their bio. They don't want to be seen as, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it is an interesting, it's something to psychoanalyze potentially.
I think it is. I mean, why does that mean you're not proud to play for the club? If you've got other things in your bio, but not the club, like Cripps, like I just look now, I love Cripps. But he has Coles Supermarket in his bio, but not the club. Like, what's going on there? Why? Unless he's not, unless he doesn't run his account.
He would be paid to have those business. It would be part of some sort of a contract or something.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
ball magnets, fair enough. That's his business. So of course you tag it there.
But still, I mean, just put the club in there. I don't know. That's really weird. I did not know that. I knew like the only person like Chincotta had the club in his bio, and then he took it off. Rip him.
Yeah.
But
Sad, man. Sad.
But like, that's crazy. That's actually really insightful. But do you read into that? Do you read into that?
No, I don't. But I do think it's interesting that the bigger your status as a player and standing in the team, the more likely you are to not have the club tagged in your bio,
Yeah.
And I think part of the conversation for me, I don't know if you've been watching the AFLW, but man, when these girls, like, whether you're somebody who, likes watching the AFLW or not, these girls love playing for Carlton. They fucking love it. And it's infectious, Yeah, okay, like it might not be the prettiest, whatever, but of standard of football, but you can just see it in the way that they act, the way that they talk, the way that they move together, the way that they sing the song. And I think that's where the conversation came from. Like, just do we have a group that is proud to be there? Like, I might try and find them singing the song in one of these videos. Like, it's a fucking chore. It's a chore. Like, singing the
Yeah,
song
no,
is one of the greatest parts of playing the game.
But you think back like 2 years ago, when they used to sing the song, it was hectic. Like they used to release videos of it. Do they do that still? After
You know
every
what?
win?
Let's do this. Let's do this. This is the team song. Oh, is 10 years ago a bad example? I don't know what it's going to sound like.
I can't play it. 10 years ago, when's that? 2015. So when we were shit.
Yeah. This is, all right, I'm going to play it. This was 10 years ago, 2015, round 6. I have no context to this video, but maybe we can go down a little rabbit hole here. That was Young Crips. Let me find an old one. Let me find a new one. Team song Carlton 2025. Have you picked up on this at all before?
What team song? Nah, I don't really. Haven't listened to.
All
Like
right.
the last ones I used to listen to was 2023.
All right. This is the team song after round 5 this year. Let's have a look. Just by contrast, right?
Yeah, that was our first win as well. It better be loud.
We are the Navy Blues. We are the old Navy Blues. We're the team, never let you down. We're the only team on Carlton. We're all the champions. Like to send us, pick your hands up. And know that they've been playing. I know it's famous songs up.
That was dead.
I don't
Bro,
know,
that's your
bro.
first. That's your first win of the season. That was the West Coast game, yeah, this year.
Yep.
Yeah, first win of that's nuts. That's nuts.
Let me see if I can find the 2023 song. Carlton team song 2023 semi-final. Do you reckon that would have been the loudest?
Yeah, that would have been one of the loudest. My favorite team song was 2023, that Gold Coast game. I don't know if you can find that. The last one of the season. That was great.
Okay. Team song in 2023.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, big chance at copyright here, eh? Like massive chance at copyright, hey.
Just play the audio. Do that?
Yeah, okay. All right, I can do that. Okay, in theory, I could do that. Round 14 or the last game?
Nah, last game.
Oh, okay.
Because that was like the game that locked us in the finals.
Okay. That was round 22?
Let me check.
Round 23.
23, yeah.
Hang on. Let me find it. I'll find this here. Maintaining energy.
It's interesting though. This is a good rabbit hole. Because like if they're not singing the song, then like that's one of the biggest it's like you're celebrating after the game. If you don't care after a win, then half the players don't even know the song. But players that don't know the words to the song, that pisses me off. Like I'm pretty sure Cottrell doesn't know the words. Pretty sure he's admitted this.
I'm going to play you the way they sung the team song after they won the semi-final.
Yep.
How about that?
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Look at Motlop. Yeah.
Mate, they've lost their love.
They have. Bro, they've lost a lot of
their
players.
love, man. Yeah.
Brother, like, we've lost a lot of heart and soul players. Like, I don't like saying that word because I thought JSOS was heart and soul, but like, do you think some of the groups like they just aren't connected with each other? Do you think there's a disconnect between some of the senior players and some of the younger players?
Just club wide, man.
Yeah. How do you
Just
fix
club
that?
wide.
Is that fixable in a season, or does that take like a while?
Yeah, it is. I think it is. Yeah, I think you can get people aligned.
Yeah.
You got to sell the message, and people have got to buy into it or not.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I want to ask you about the port boss we got in. I forgot his name. Chris something.
Chris Davies.
Head of football. Chris Davies. Right? I asked this. This was brought up last night. I was on something last night, but we got him in from Port, right? And obviously, it's anyone is going to be an improvement over Brad Lloyd, but Port have this stigma of like being prelim merchants. You know, like they can't get the job done in finals, right? They always get it to a semi or a prelim, but then they choke, right? Would you want someone that's a football boss of a club like that to be at our club? Like, I know it's better than where we've been over the last 10 years, wherever, but do you read into that, or?
I think it's stupid. I would take 4 prelims in 10 years, personally.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then whatever the team does with their opportunity is on them.
How much responsibility do you put on a football boss?
A lot.
A lot. So do you think, but again, Port being prelim merchants, is that a psychological thing? Is that kind of on the football boss, the playing group? Is it like a mentality thing?
Yeah, I mean, football boss plays a part in it. So who's the best option then? Who's better than?
I'm happy with Chris Davies. That's not what I'm saying. But
yeah,
it was just something that came across my mind.
If we have a 10-year period like Port Adelaide, would you take a 10-year period like what Port Adelaide have had under Ken Hinkley?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But 5 years into that period, let's say like you make a semi. Let's say for the next 5 years we make top 4 every year, but we got in straight sets every year. Is that something you'd be happy with?
Well, no. But
see, like your expectation
the ride,
changes.
you know, the ride there, you know, we don't know if we're going to lose those games every year that we go into them. Like after the fact, it's easy to say. But 1 prelim in 10 years, 3 finals in 10 years is what we've had at this point in time right now, or since 2013.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, Chris Davies, he's had a working relationship with Voss. I think he knows how to work with Voss.
Yeah, which is important, right?
I find it weird, this whole notion of like, oh, it's his mate. It's like, no, it's not.
But even if it is, so what? What is that? As long as he's the right man for the job, does it matter?
Yeah, it's his superior, and his mates have now been sacked.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, Brad Ebert being sacked. That was big. I'm so happy with that. 2 out of 3 development coaches have been gone.
I was surprised with Ebert and Power, but it's a full clean out. I wonder if the other 2 will go. Who is it? It's Jordan Russell and Tim Clark.
Yeah, forward and midfield. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh, this is a good point. I remember. Do you remember how bad Port Adelaide were?
Yeah.
Like back 2012, then, bro, they had tarps over their seats.
Yeah.
Like it was like tarps before COVID.
Yeah, nah, bad.
So
Port on the brink. But like that's kind of like, I don't know, like this season we had really bad attendance as well. Like we were still up there in like average attendances. So we have like 100,000 members this year. And the average attendance we had was like, I think 48,000. So around 48% of our members came to games.
Yeah.
On an average. That's like, but if you look at other clubs, I think Freo had like 70% of their members. Again, it's a different state, 2-club state, but
Yeah.
plus this year was bad at the end of the year. Like the season was finished after round 15.
Oh
We still
yeah,
had
the
people
North
showing
game.
up.
I mean,
Yeah.
it might have been over before round 15, but that North game for me was like the final
nail in the coffin.
Nail in the coffin. So
Yeah.
yeah, mate, love that. That was a rabbit hole with you. Good chat.
Yeah. Club songs.
stuff.
Beautiful.
All right, man.
See ya.
See ya. Riser.
G'day, Terry. How are you, mate?
Mate, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, buddy. It's been another eventful week, hey?
It never
Awesome.
ends.
It never ends. It never ends at Carlton. But I actually don't mind it. It's proactive. It's very proactive from the club. Just touching on the Chris Davies thing a little bit, I think it's a wonderful acquisition to the club, mate. Friends or not, he's a football person, and I don't understand the point about like him just making prelims and it's his fault that they couldn't win any flags. That actually doesn't really make any sense. But anyway, yes, he very good appointment from Chris Davies, and I think that's going to be a great addition to our football department. He's by all what I've heard about him, he really likes to set a standard amongst the players and amongst the coaching staff too. So hopefully they all buy in. And,
Well, I think when I think of him and I think of Brad Lloyd, I mean, whenever Brad Lloyd would speak in front of camera, I mean, some people can do it and some aren't natural at it, and that's fine. I don't think Brad was very convincing in front of a camera or just speaking in general. Like, nice, really nice guy, as they all are. Everyone's a good bloke in football. But yeah, Chris Davies, I think, will take a bit of that heat away from Vossi to have to be in front of the camera every single time.
I agree. I think so. And it'll be a bit better for Voss to just, concentrate on his coaching a little bit more and not have to face the media constantly. If there's some other people, maybe even Graham Wright might even step in a bit more. He's very good in the media. So yeah, absolutely. And with the Charlie thing, just touching on the Charlie thing a little bit. Look, we all don't know. It's all up in the air what's going to happen with the man. But he does want out, doesn't he, Terry? But I think the only way, if there was going to be a deal, it would have to involve a 3-way club deal, I think. It's pretty hard to just do a 2-club swap because, as one of your previous callers was saying before, no one's just going to give up that big player. So,
do you know what it's going to be? You know what you've just reminded me of?
What's that?
You know how Adam Cooney and all of them do their mega trade every day?
Oh God, yeah.
He will feature in a mega trade, 4-team, 5-team, 6-team mega trade every day.
No
every
doubt.
single day.
Yeah, no doubt. But look, if it was going to happen, I don't see it just happening between 2 clubs. That's just my opinion, but we'll see how that goes. And yeah, with the Motlop, McGovern, Elijah, I believe the club's holding them there as trade bait. We need to get players into the club, and there's already talks about maybe Elijah going to West Coast, or they're interested in him. Look, we got to use these players. Unfortunately, I know people love them, but if we have to better our squad, we need players to trade as well. So I think the club's just keeping them there on the side just to trade. Chesser and Reedy are really good picks for us. I think packet of chips for both of them. Yeah. He's now, I think he was the 4th ruckman. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did Lloyd Meek come from Fremantle?
He did.
Wow. They're both thunderous, big human beings. So I think we can turn him into just one of those guys that just gets in the middle. And I think you did a little video of him the other day, Terry. He just crashes and bashes. Or was it Pommy? I'm not too sure. But he just crashes and bashes, and that's all we need. And it's cheap as chips. So that's a no-brainer. I think we can develop them both. I'm not too sure what Chesser can give us, maybe off the wing, half forward. But
you want to see?
Yeah.
I've got I've got highlights. I can load them up.
Yeah, go for it.
Thanks to our man, Carlton Blues fans. Do you follow Carlton Blues fans on YouTube?
Yes, I've watched them. They're very good.
Yeah, it's a must. While that's loading, we'll just wait for that to load. But yeah, so yeah, 2 picks, 2 players that are trade.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they're going to hurt us whatsoever, in money whatsoever. I don't know what they'll cost, but they'll be nothing. So we really need to get in some ready-made players. And when I say ready-made players, and this is nothing personally against these players I'm about to mention, but we can't get the types of like the Fogartys anymore. Those type of players from other clubs. There's another there's a couple on my head there, but yeah, we got to get a little bit more better standard. Pommy made a great. You did a video with Pom about, and he brought up all these stats about what we need on the outside run. And we need some really good runners and some ready-made players from some good teams. Flanders, these type of players. If we can try to get them, it'll be an awesome acquisition for our club, Terry. I really think so. Yeah.
I've got my Chesser highlights.
Back in the team, one of 4 changes. Gives it off to his teammate in Chesser. Looking to build the give and go. Back to Chesser, his first game of the season. And he's been able to find
contest.
Rise from Hewitt.
And it's worked.
Chesser squares it. Langford kick the last. Got Van Rooyen. Tackled by Chesser.
Looking for the free kick. No whistle this time. Van Rooyen doesn't go for goal. He tries to do the team thing, but maybe he was better off having a shot because the Eagles and Campbell Chesser picked his poison, and now they attack through the corridor here, the Eagles. Chesser done a couple of nice things in this first half, and that is a great kick. Really smart play to pull it at the last minute and find Reed. They're playing better footy. Chesser, great kick out wide to the advantage. Nicely found his ruckman, and they're away and running here, West Coast. Bowie made it. He goes to the open side, and it was a great option to find Campbell Chesser drifting down. 5 inside 50s. This would be a nice moment for him. His first goal of the season in his first game of the year. And all his teammates get around him. And brings it back to 21 points. Bowie, that kick was ambitious, looking for Sharp. Not home from Chesser.
Your talent.
And they're all in good form, aren't they? All playing well. Chesser.
This is McCarthy. Inside 50 it goes, along the end of it is Brockman.
So yeah,
wow.
There you go.
Wow. He has got vision all around, hasn't he? Wow. And he's very balanced. That's what I noticed.
Something tells me that we're going to all get to round 1 next year and it's all going to look all good.
You know what? He's a good pickup. Apparently he played the last 4 games for them as well, and they didn't want to let him go. So,
he's had an awful run with injury. He's had the ankle surgery. He's had knee issues. So, he does come with a risk. I am excited for him. But he, along with a lot of players at Carlton, it's always been, what if, what if he's healthy or.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's just let's wait and see with him. But let's see if we can get him over his injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still young. He was a first-round draft pick, wasn't he?
He was. He was pick 14, I believe.
Yeah, just get him healthy and get him on the park. And like I said, we haven't lost anything. We'll see how he goes and if he can provide something and. Maybe a replacement for, say, an Elijah or something, because he looks like he's got some really good foot skills on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Just touching back on the Charlie thing, just a little thing about with him and the Vossi thing. I heard, I think Caroline touched on it as well, but after the 23 prelim, Vossi had some really stern words with Charlie about, being a bit more of a team player. And yeah, look, I'm not too sure about playing for Coleman's or whatnot, but just being a bit more of a team player. And yeah, he got some stern words from Vossi, and he apparently didn't like it. So
Who told you that?
Well, it come out in the media. Some of the Carlton members have told me the same thing, apparently. So look, that's what apparently Charlie's had. And it seems like if it's come out in the media and it is true that he's upset with Voss as a coach, then that's sort of you got to look at that as being something that he doesn't, that's sort of true. I don't know if it is or not, but look, if that's the truth, Charlie's just got to, pull his head in with that. That comes with coaching, and it comes with a club. If you're not a team player and you're all about yourself, then yeah, you need the stern words being spoken to you. And if he wants to go, mate, look, one of the other callers said about culture. We need to get that culture. And if Charlie has to, I don't know what we can get for him though, mate. I just don't know. So that's why I don't really like talking about, the what ifs around him until the end of the season comes, because none of us really know what's happening. Yeah. So yeah.
Well said, mate. Who makes it through to the prelim next week?
Wow, Mabio Chol and Jack Ginnivan show tonight.
Yeah.
And I reckon they'll beat them by about 25 points, to be honest. Hawthorn are a very good unit when they're up and running. My heart says Gold Coast because they're really strong and tough, and I just love the way Dimmer coaches them. They're a strong unit. There is a bit of a word about Hugh McClugg's knee. I'm not too sure. If they can keep him under wraps, they've got a good chance of winning. Look, I'm going to go Gold Coast. Yep, definitely.
So 2 upsets. Love it. Love it. Yeah. All right.
Awesome,
mate,
Terry.
You have a good one.
Great day.
See ya. All right. Vic Wide Renovations, thank you very much for the $8. Why does media keep saying we are out of our premiership window? We still have one of the best midfields, including Jagger. Yeah. Jen.
Ah, hello.
You're back.
I'm back. Sorry about that, Alan. My phone died, and I knew I was waiting for it to die.
Did the Carlton coteries cut you off? They were saying in the live chat you were just talking about.
Oh, probably. Yeah. I mean, I keep upsetting people because I'm happy and I'm positive. Whatever.
Someone's got to be positive, Jen. Someone has to be positive.
I reckon.
Yeah.
There's too much crap in this world. There's to be bringing it down on our club as well. I know we suck, but things can only get better.
Well, that's a good way to look at it. They can't be more disconnected next year than what they were this year, right?
Exactly. And look, hey, bring in that spunk rat Chesser. I'll be happy. We got a fine-looking team. Who cares if they kick?
He's beginning to believe.
You know what
Starting to believe.
I don't know what I was talking about earlier, but I don't know. I was just looking forward to seeing everybody today, and especially you. And just wink, wink. I do scrub up all right, so I'll be happy to be your date at the BNF.
Oh, yeah, the BNF ticket giveaway. Yes, good reminder.
Oh, yeah. I will, I'll make it bloody happen. I'll fly down.
All right.
I'll do whatever I need to do.
I will be drawing it out next week.
I know.
6 p.m. So if I'm giving you a call, that'd be a phone call for the ages.
I think I'd lose it. I'd be pretty happy. It would be magical though. It would be really magical. And I wasn't going to say this before, but it's just hit me. Beautiful Christine, who I know that her and her gorgeous son Alex, they were the ones that did that bobblehead for you.
They were.
Yeah. How amazingly special is that?
Yeah.
And now that I get to talk to her, I completely understand that would come from such a beautiful person.
So Christine and Alex also did a number of other things, right?
Yeah.
So last year they had these custom cookies made, and basically they watch all the time, and they basically Christine was taking down all the key moments from the year that happened, and she puts them on cookies. So for example,
God, she's gorgeous.
So for example, this one here, I don't know if you can see that. That's the Nick Haynes apology form. Oh, only Carlton will love this one. The Toby Pink game. Who the fuck is Toby Pink?
That's gold.
I got a few here. Oh, $10 tickets. They're selling $10 tickets. What else have we got here? Glazing. We've got, I don't know if you guys watch Footy Abroad, but the Absolute Cinema meme that we made of Jake.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, I watched that. That's one of my favorites, the Tuesday night one.
Yeah, so we got
The way
that.
you got to pick on Jake is just...
Oh, it's great.
I'm
Oh,
sorry, I really enjoy it.
and the deposit scheme.
Wow.
So,
oh, bless her little cotton socks. No, well, we're actually, and we're actually, thanks very much to you, we're going to do the Jen and Christine Abroad show next year.
Yeah.
I'm going to come down. I don't know when yet, but I've put it out to the universe now. So I'm going to come down, and Chris and I are going to meet, and we're going to go to the footy, and I want to be able to meet you, and I want to be able to meet Pommy, and and we'll do a little vid for you, just to as you know, I love this platform, and it's been so special, but it's only going to get more special. So that's sort of a little bit of a plan that we've got. I'll make it happen.
Yeah. Jen, wait till we start winning games of football. This channel will be so much more fun.
Oh, mate. Look, I have blocking some of the people makes the whole chat experience far more enjoyable for me. And it just did. Tatum had a go earlier. When I said, can all the fans just please, lift with energy and whatever. Oh, but we do that, whatever. And then somebody else had a go about, oh yeah, but we've been doing that for 2 years. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm just the sort of person that you just don't give up in anything in life, right? Until you've done everything humanly possible, you just don't give up, and I've been to the deepest, darkest depths, and I've come out the other side. And so, as I said earlier, it's a lot easier to smile. It's a lot, and I can't even believe I'm saying this because I never thought. 5 years ago, I could never have said this. It's just lovely when you can share positive energy with people, just enjoy whatever you can enjoy.
One day we won't be around, so we may as well enjoy it while we're here.
Yeah, exactly, sweetheart. Just on because you know how much I love Charlie, and this whole Charlie saga. So I did some googling. His fiance actually works in Melbourne. Okay, so let's rub that out that people are saying, oh, she lives in Sydney. And she's and the other thing was I was watching Eliana. Is it Eliana? I hope I've got that right. Our beautiful explicit empress.
Oh, Analia.
That's sorry. He's gone. He's gone.
You think so?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's gone. And whatever.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. And I just really, really, like I said earlier, I really do believe that next year it's just going to be magic. It really is. It's going to turn. I know it's going to turn. It's our time. It's gotta, can only get better.
If not now, then when?
Can only get better.
Good on you, Jen.
All
Much
right,
love.
love you. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Okay,
See
bye,
ya.
Tat.
She's a beacon of light. I just want to show you this cookie here. It says dick pics, death threats, service dogs, and Charlie on his bike. So, yeah, Christine, you're just, one of the most incredible gifts. Like, like the sack the board, keep Voss. We've got the humility with Jake. Anyway, so that's that. Also, can I do a close up of the Toby Pink one? Yeah, hang on. Oh, I don't know if you can see this. This one is Michael Voss with Graham Wright. Hang on. Oh, with Graham Wright calling. It doesn't really show it. Toby Pink. This guy in that game. It doesn't really show it. Anyway, it's in plastic. Okay. One more, and then we'll wrap it up. Lewis.
That was funny. That's funny. I love those cookies. That was great. I love that you showed that. That was really good.
Mate, it's one of the most thoughtful gifts I've received.
Oh man, you know what? I'm saying it right now. I love what Graham White is doing. To be honest, I think Graham White's doing a fantastic job. I think he's like telling the players, telling the coaches, and the board on how to make this club successful. We're on the right track. We're on the right direction. He has a vision, and if the players don't want to be there, be invested, they can leave. Like, it's the club before you. That is what I'm love seeing from this club. I'm hearing now we're into Josh Fraser from Collingwood as our development coach, which will be a good recruitment if we get him. I just want to go on the Charlie Curnow trade. So this has been going on for quite a while, and I'm going to ask you like a question. So if we're going to do a trade with Gold Coast, the way I'm looking at it is that Jed Walter is a player that Carlton. Well, people are saying that Carlton are interested in Jed Walter.
Let me just clarify. That was a suggested piece by Jay Clark, which then was latched onto by, I think, John Ralph, and then the discussion. There's no substance to it at all.
There's no substance to it. But I just want to say something. So since some substance to it, I just want to do a hypothetical out there. So Charlie Curnow is 28 years old. Jed Walter is like 20. What? He's like 21. Somewhere in his age.
Jed Walter is 20.
20 years old. Okay, so when you look at the age, you look at the potential, you see
21.
This could be like a high risk, low reward. So Charlie Curnow 28, and he's coming to this career where there's not much. There's a little bit left, but there's we all know what he can do in such a short period of time. We see him do it. We see him with 2 column medals back to back.
Yeah.
But then you got Jed Walter, who is 21. He's got so much potential, and he could be a really good forward in years to come. Probably one of the best forwards in the league in the future. So the way you look at it, you need to I think strategically about these deals and see what's going to happen.
So for me, the way I see it, I believe that Kerno is a better player now. I think he is a better player, of course, and I believe that we'll get like probably more out of him from this, like, where he is now in his career. But the way I see it, like in the future, Jed Ward's going to be the player that if we are going to like look into like probably like 2 to 3 years to come, he's going to be the player that I believe we can, I don't know, try to develop into the next big thing. The way I see it.
Fair. Of course. I mean, Charlie's still got, you would think, 5 years left, 5 to 6 maybe years left. Walter's got another 10 to 12, 13 years left
Yeah.
potentially. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll
We'll
see.
see, man. Yeah. I mean, like, right now, trust me, like, I just think Carlton, right? The reason why we're not getting the coaches now is because I believe that we're waiting to the final series to end. I believe that the reason why we're not getting these star players is because I believe that Graham White is targeting players after the final series. I think we're gonna go and target finals player types. Like you see, like I believe that Carlton is like going to wait till like the whole season ends, and that's when we're going to target like a final series play. Because I believe like there was this guy in Big Footy, and he said like we're into like a premiership player, and now everyone's trying to guess who it is, and I'm the like, and everyone's saying Blue McQuarrie, Jamie Elliott.
When did Big Footy?
Look, this is what I believe. I believe that Carlton are waiting for the final series to end and see who's available. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I
Of
don't
course
know.
they are. What do you mean? Of course they are. Everyone is.
Look, I'm trying to be optimistic as possible, Terry. So maybe there is a chance, but you don't know. But what I really am looking forward to is seeing like Harry Dean, Ison, and Cody Walker coming into our club because those
Walker's next.
youngsters.
Well, yeah, Walker's next year.
Walker's coming next year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I believe our youngsters like far out, man. If
Yeah.
if right now the players that we have now, like the in their prime, like George Hewitt and all that, like Patrick Cripps, Sam Welsh, like if you guys like go and look at it and see that we have already have good players now, but wait till we see in the future and see how that goes because we got Harry O'Farrell, Cooper Lord, Jagger Smith, Cody Walker coming in. We got Harry Dean. Like there's so many things to look forward to in the near future. So
I just need
yeah.
to learn. I just need to learn the art of moving on because what you just said was what I used to say about, man, we just got Sam Walsh coming in and, Stocker and Setterfield and, Fisher will develop and Petrevsky Seaton and, these guys, the future's bright. So I just need to, to learn how to get on with it.
It was such a long time ago when we had those players.
Anyway.
Like I'll never forget the time we got SBS and he played such a great game against the Bulldogs and we all thought, oh my goodness, this guy's gonna be a gun. And then David T came in, stuck him up and moved him to half back. And I was like,
No
oh
good.
my goodness, man. And there's no
Anyway,
going
Lewis,
back, man.
thank you very much, my friend. Good to
Thank
chat
you,
with
man.
you.
Wrap it up. See ya. See
ya,
ya
mate.
next Friday, maybe, and see ya everyone next Friday. Hope everyone has a great day. And if you want my tips for the finals, I'm gonna go with Hawthorn today, even though I can't stand them. I think they play a great brand of football. And I'm gonna go with I'm actually gonna go for an upset here. I'm gonna go for Gold Coast. I believe Gold Coast can do it. I think they got a finals win at the belt and they got to feel a lot of confidence going into Brisbane. But
Let's see what
yeah.
happens. All right, mate. See ya.
See ya, man.
Amazing. All right. A few bits and pieces before we wrap up. I mentioned with Jen. So next Friday, I will be doing the Carlton Best and Fairest ticket giveaway. So I was umming and ahhing on Monday. I'm like, oh, am I going? Am I not going? I'm going to go. And someone's coming with me. And so, yeah, next week, I'm going to raffle off the ticket. If you are a member of Blue Abroad, you already have an entry. Obviously, if you are interstate or international, that might throw a spanner in the works. But whatever. Long story short, I'm going to spin the wheel next week, 6 p.m. You'll be live from earlier on the Friday, and then I will call somebody, and you can either accept the ticket or you can pass it on, and we'll do that. If you want to pass the ticket onto Jen, if I call you and that's what you want to do, then you're more than welcome to do that as well. But that'll happen next week. So yeah, if you would like an entry, the link is pinned to the live chat. It's right there. Otherwise, yeah, we'll leave it there. That was the week. That was week 3 of Carlton off season, and see what happens. Let me get your final tips. Let me do this as a poll. How about that? Start a poll. Who wins? Adelaide, Hawthorn. So I'm just an awful tipper because I believed in Freo last week and they completely let me down. But I will be tipping Hawthorn tonight. Let me just grab this up here. So Adelaide Hawthorn, I've got it in the chat right now. One change for each. Wow. 59% of you have tipped Hawthorn. Really? I feel like I thought I was in the minority. Okay. Tatum, yeah, I definitely tipped all 4 wrong. All right, safe to say Hawthorn's going to win this battle. Okay. And then tomorrow night, Brisbane, Gold Coast. And the changes are no changes for the Suns. So Dave Swallow stays in the team. Bruce Reville and Oscar McInerney are in for Sam Day and Lockie Neal. Okay, this is a lot more 50-50 than what it was about 7 days ago. Interesting. I'll leave it up there for about a minute and then I'll call it. But right now it's 51-49, 53-47%. I'm tipping the Lions. Oh, 50-50. How are we supposed to split this? 40 votes. There's 186 of you here, and there's 41 votes. All right, 30 more seconds. We need to split the deadlock. Wow. So you're saying it'll look like this. 51-49, 52-48. All right, I'm calling it. Gold Coast. All right. You want to tip the Gold Coast Suns? Who would you tip? Oh, God. I don't want to get there. We'll get there next week. All right. I'm off. Guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy the games. Thanks for tuning in. And go Blues.